All right, everybody, welcome back into another episode of the Random Select Podcast. It is me, Mario. Ladies, I'm your new boyfriend, and fellas, I'm your new best friend, your wingman. Either way it go, you're tuned in to the podcast. It's the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk. It's the podcast that's not your mama and daddy podcast, baby, but we get on here, we have some fun, we go all over the place, and you get a little taste of what's going on with your man. Get a little taste of how I see things, how life revolves around my thought process, and all that good stuff. So with that being said, don't forget you can find me out there in all those digital streets. I'm on Facebook, I'm on Instagram, I'm on YouTube, TikTok, all those places like that. X, formerly known as Twitter. Hey, but for real quick, if you out there in them digital streets, please go to the YouTube channel and subscribe. If you prefer to get your podcast through Spotify, please go to Spotify, look for the Random Select Podcast. You'll see the logo up there, all of that good stuff. Make sure you follow me out there in them streets. Every little bit helps, and I always tell you guys, even if I'm not for you, please share it anyway, guys. You know what I mean? Share. Because what may not be for you could be for somebody else, and you could be turning somebody else's day around. You could be introducing somebody else to something that they never knew exists, which is me. And sometimes people, whether you agree with me or disagree with me, sometimes people just like to hear a different point of view of things. I don't ever profess to be right about everything. I don't ever profess to know everything about everything. I just give y'all my personal opinions coming from my standpoint and my point of view. Now, you can agree or disagree with me. Either way, it kind of don't matter to me. I agree with your right to have an opinion to do it. That's the beautiful part about living in our country, baby. We got options. We got freedoms. We got liberties, even though they've been being threatened every day, but we still got them. All right? So that's all I just wanted to tell y'all about that. Today's show, podcast, however you want to term it, it's going to be about, getting older, right? And all the things that come along with getting older. And I know I make one of these podcasts every year because every year you get a little older. And then sometimes as you get older, you understand your mind works in such a way that you get it, right? You understand that over the years, we've been taught a lot of, for lack of a better term, a lot of bullshit. And I don't know whether it's because from our parents and their parents, this is all they knew, so they can only teach you what they know. Or was it willful ignorance because they just didn't want to learn that new, or just felt the way they do it is the way things should be, and that's how it goes. As you get older, you understand a lot of things. At least Mario understands a lot of things. At least Mario look at things in a different perspective and a different light through different lenses now. No pun intended, since I wear glasses. Look at things through a different lens now and understand that the fallacy in a lot of things we were taught. And I just want to say, as you get older, you understand when people tell you stuff like turn the other cheek. They just leave it vague and blank like that, and nobody ever says it depends on what's being done to you, because there are certain things in your life that has happened to you that is on no way on God's green earth, no way in hell, no matter where you choose to put that pendulum, whether you're up there or down there, there's no way you're turning the other cheek, depends on what happened to you. So that's one of them things that we've been taught, right? That do unto others as you would have them do unto you. That only works when the two people are the two people that believe in that. If you got one person that don't believe in that philosophy at all, you will keep bumping your head up against the fence because they don't give a damn how they treat you. So you keep looking at it as is, I'm living by the golden rule. I'm doing what I'm supposed to do, but this person just seems to don't get it. You know why they don't get it? Because they don't give a damn. You understand what I'm saying? The whole thing we've been taught about love, marriage, relationships, and how a man's supposed to take care of household, how a woman's supposed to be subservient and, submissive to a man. It's just that maybe in times past these things worked. Maybe in times past this was a philosophy that could sustain a household. But now we need all hands on deck. We need good forward thinking ideas to help a household move forward. We need people who are not locked and set dead into their ways, to be reasonable and to be able to hear new ideas and new ways of doing things. Because as we get older, so many people become so rigid and stuck in their ways that they get in their own way because they think their knowledge is locked in, that you're not capable of learning something new, that you're not capable of increasing your knowledge. You always supposed to never be too comfortable to learn some more. And sometimes, and I'm not standing on a soapbox, and I'm not saying that I'm the ultimate apex learning person and flexible person, because I know sometimes I could definitely be rigid in my ways, and I know sometimes it just depends on what it comes to. I could be stuck in my ways, and I'm trying my best to not be that way, because when I'm dealing with other people who are that way, just one track single thinking, it gets on my goddamn nerves to see people think one way and, well, if you ask me, then that's my opinion, then that's the way I see it. People love to say, if you ask me. Ain't nobody asking you. You just putting your own 2 cents in it, putting your thing, your opinion, where ain't nobody asking you it to be. At that particular point, you are mentally raping me, because I didn't ask you to be here. I'm telling you no. I'm telling you I don't want your opinion, but you're still giving it. You are mentally raping me. And I hate to use that particular term, because I know people are sensitive in today's words about victims and things like that. And I don't mean it to be crass or vulgar or, be disrespectful to any rape victims out there. But I'm just giving you an analogy how severe, in my mind, how I see that. You are mentally raping me when you start giving me opinions that I didn't ask you for. Because if you have to start off, if you ask me, then that's an opinion you probably shouldn't give, because ain't nobody asking you, right? So as I get older, I just recently had a birthday, and thank you to everybody that wished me happy birthday, that gave me well wishes for my birthday. As I get older, I understand a lot of things. My mind is as sharp as it ever been. And it makes me say that God played this really cruel joke on you, that he don't give you the ability to think like this when you're younger, when you can fully take advantage of it, fully benefit from it. Now that I'm 52, you can still benefit from it, but you have to accelerate how you plan to benefit from it, because at 52, let's be honest, you on the backside of your life. At 52, I have lived more days on this earth than I have left on this earth. So when people say you on the backside of life, let's be honest, at 52, I am totally on the backside of life. Unless I plan to live to be 104, then I'm right in the middle of life. But let's face it, with this badass food, the environment, and the stress factors in most people's life, I probably won't be living to 102. You know what I mean? So, which means I'm on the accelerated clock to try to take advantage of the way my mind thinks right now, because I only got a good, 15 to 20 more years to do something about it before your health start to decline, your mental acuity start to decline, your just overall willingness and giving a fuck start to decline. So you have to take advantage of certain things right now. So a few key things that I've learned over the years is that you have to be willing and able to put yourself first. Because a lot of people truly expect you to choose them over you. And a lot of us and a lot of you out there do choose people over you. A lot of times we'll go without just to make sure other people have. A lot of times we'll sacrifice things just to make sure other people have. But if you stop, take a moment, slow down, and you'll see that these people are not sacrificing to make sure that you have. And then that's the problem. But the weird, crazy thing about all of that is that you've settled into your role. I've settled into my role so completely and so thoroughly that you don't even realize or notice that you are lacking, because what you're lacking, not having it, seems like the norm to you. This is regular, everyday life, run-of-the-mill existence for you, when it's not. These people over there get to live their life however they see fit because they know you got them. Who got you? So we just don't realize the older you get that you gotta put you first. You gotta have some things where you say, hey, look, I don't want to be a selfish person, because if you're not a selfish person by nature, then you're not a selfish person by nature, right? Which I understand that. That's cool. That is great. But just because you put you first doesn't make you selfish. It means that I'm going to make sure I tend to my needs first, then tend to your needs. And if I got it like that, everybody's needs could be taken care of. Mine, yours included. But if I tend to me first, and then there's nothing left over for you, then you got to say, oh hell, oh well, I took care of me first. Because as they always say, charity starts at home. I can only give if I'm straight. I cannot give charity if I'm not straight. I'm not giving charity if I'm hungry. I can't donate to the food pantry and my stomach growling. At that particular point, that's not charity. That's insanity. I cannot be right for my kids if I don't take care of myself. Right? And then a lot of us, man, we let ourselves go. We don't do what we're supposed to do when it comes to eating. We don't do what we're supposed to do when it comes to exercise and high blood pressure, hypertension, a lot of diabetes and stuff like that, because we working so much, we working so hard, and then when we do get downtime, we don't take the time to see what we're putting in our body, and it's a lot of bad shit combined with the smoking and the drinking, and then we're supposed to be providers and protectors, where we're not even providing and protecting for ourselves. Then when it's time to do something for your family or something, you're in such bad shape that you really can't provide and protect because you are in bad shape. Another thing that I've learned as we get older too, when people say, well, you're a certain age, you should have your shit together. We got to stop doing that. Everybody, just because you hit 40, 45, 50, doesn't make it that you have your shit together. Life deals everybody a different hand. It's up to you to play that hand to the fullest and do what the hell you got to do with that hand. And sometimes you play a hand and it's just a shitty hand. I don't give a fuck how good of a spades player you is, how good of a tunk player you is. Sometimes you just get dealt a shitty hand. So we gotta stop just looking down on people saying that, man, you too old to be living like this, or too old to be doing what that got to do with anything. You act like, a lot of y'all act like y'all don't know, especially if you come from the hood. Y'all act like, man, Gladys ain't 60, 70 something years old still living in the hood. Life dealt her a fucked up hand. She doing bad. Y'all act like y'all don't know Mr. Otis or Mr. Leon still living in the hood. Life dealt them a fucked up hand. You understand what I'm saying? And the truth of the matter is, there's somebody right now who's listening to this podcast who could totally relate. Life dealt you a fucked up hand. There's somebody who living in the hood right now, been there for 30, 45 years, because life dealt them a fucked up hand. And then when you combine life dealing you with a fucked up hand, and you don't have the education to get up and go, the resolve, the it's double on you. You got a fucked up hand and you ain't right. So when you combine all those factors, then you're destined to have a meager existence. And that's why I tell my kids, you gotta go after what you believe in with all of your heart, with everything you got, because mediocre, average, and run-of-the-mill is always waiting for you. Even if you fail and you shoot for the moon, you go way up here and you shoot for the moon and you just miss by a little bit. When you decide to float back down to earth or fall back down to earth, average, run-of-the-mill, and mediocre will be right there to welcome you with open arms. So that's why you gotta try to excel above average, run-of-the-mill, and mediocre, because that's always there. That's what I tell my son all the time. Hanging out with your friends, smoking and drinking and dealing with these girls. That's always gonna be there. Go get what you got to get professional wise, and if you decide you want to come back to that, it's gonna be there waiting on you with open arms, throwing you a goddamn welcome home party. It's gonna always be there. So you might as well go after what you need to go after, because that is gonna be there. That ain't changed. Getting high, hanging with your friends, and messing with girls has been there since the first caveman walked out of a cave when me ugh. Listen. The world is rapidly changing due to AI, due to tariffs, due to just overall tensions in the world. Everybody seems to be more uptight. Everybody seems to be angry. All that is true. All that is clear and present, and right here is a factor. And with all that being said, there's a few things in this world that has never gonna change. Average, run-of-the-mill, and mediocre will be here waiting on you. Like they say, the oldest profession in the world is hooking, women selling coochie. I don't give a fuck where we get in the world. I don't give a damn how much times change. That's gonna always be someone out there selling that cat. Period, point blank. I don't care how much the world changed. There's gonna always be a dude out there trying to scam a goddamn woman, trying to scam anybody that'll listen. Like back in the day with the 3-card Monday, they trying to tell you what a little, which card is it, or the little ball up under the caps. All that stuff still exists. It's just done in a different way now. It's just done digitally and cyberly now. Scams is higher than they ever been, and people are pulling in $10,000, $100,000 a year scamming. So no matter how much the world go in one direction, there's a few base core principle things that are never going to change. Women gonna always want money, and guys gonna always want coochie. That is something that will be here until the sun crashes into the earth and destroy us all. That is never, ever, 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 ever gonna change. You can take that to the bank and tell them that Mario said that's the case, because that is the case. So as you get older, you understand things, right? As I sit here and today and understand and say that, a woman will say, I need a man to come in and take care of all the bills and do everything and pay for everything. But yet and still, now listen to this logic, yet and still they telling us in the black community, and I'm speaking on the black community and the black community only, y'all are telling me that all the women got all the degrees, all the women is educated, spending all these years, 15, 20 years in college, all the women got all the money, but yet and still the women who got all the money want the men to take care of them, right? Look around, people. We're living in a society right here, right now, living in a country where if you expected this one man to come in and take care of your whole existence, buy you this and buy you that, then y'all are going to struggle. Because if you expecting this one man who makes 65, let's just give him a good one. Let's say he make $100,000 a year, right? Let's say that you paying about $2,000 a month in rent before you pay anything. 12 times 2 is 24. So out of that $100,000, 24,000 of that $100,000 is gone. You understand? So that's before you get to your car note. Let's just say you pay another $7 in, car note. Another $700 a month in car note. Do y'all understand what I'm saying? If you see in the math, before we get to the point where I can spend any money on pleasurable stuff, any money on the women, I'm slowly pinching off this $100,000 like it's like a cake. You slowly keep pinching off the cake. At some point, the cake gonna be gone. So when y'all be hearing those numbers and y'all say, "Oh, he make $100,000 a year," y'all gotta understand that when you looking at it, an adult as you get older, understand $100,000. It roughly equates to you having disposable income or realistic income to about 60, because 40 of that is going to be in your bills before you do anything pleasurable. If you taking money out for your 401k, that's a percentage, right? Light, gas, that's a percentage. Say you own a house, Like I said, that's your mortgage. Say you got to pay for some type of warranty for your appliances. If you're a smart adult, then that's that. Let's say you got car insurance. That's that. Let's say you got life insurance. That's that. Say you got kids, right? Then, you know what I'm saying, you're trying to put some kids through school or whatever. Then that's that. Say you got pets. Dog, right? That's that. Do you not understand? Every little thing pinches off the 100,000. And then now, I ain't even got to the point where I got the woman, and now that everything's pinching off that 100,000, here come you to pinch even more off the 100,000. So y'all women love to say certain things, but a lot of y'all don't actually not know how to do cost comparative analysis to understand what $100,000 really is. A lot of y'all just hear numbers and keep regurgitating shit that y'all hear y'all friends say, or hear these Facebook content creators, social media creators say, but y'all don't understand what it really is. Y'all don't understand how money really works. Only thing y'all know about money is that y'all want it, and when y'all get it, y'all want to spend it. Y'all don't want to be with a person, be with a man to help him sustain and keep the money. That way we can keep the money flowing. Let's find something we could do where we can get residuals where when we're sleeping, the money is coming in. Because if he got to work 12 hours a day just to keep your lifestyle up and no residuals, nothing else coming in, baby, that shit gonna get old. He could find somebody else. He'd be like, wait a minute, hold up. If I'm doing all of this, she's doing what now? Because half of y'all don't want to cook, half of y'all don't want to clean, right? And I'm just looking at it from the man's standpoint. I'll get to the woman's standpoint. I don't want y'all to think that I'm locked in and I'm biased on one side, because this is a two-sided coin. This is a problem, period. It's not just me talking about the women. The men definitely have a role to play in this as well. So with that being said, I'm just going to say, as you get older, you understand that the average person, especially when it comes to women talking about taking care of them, don't understand how money really works. They don't know how to do cost comparative analysis to understand that what comes in ain't necessary is what all we got to spend out. And the same thing could go for the men. Y'all heard me just say that it has been well documented that the women are out here getting education, the women are out here getting degrees, the women are out here getting jobs that are leading to careers. Fellas, where the fuck are we at? Fellas, what we doing? We still running around here talking about we gonna make demos, still running around here talking about helping people get their tax money. You gonna buy this and flip that, and then when you flip that, you gonna make that demo tape, then you gonna be out here, then you gonna be on. You still at 42 talking about making demo tapes. Still at 45 talking about flipping birds. You understand what I'm saying? We gotta catch up, or we still not understanding that if you could see that the women are out here getting the degrees and they're getting in position where the women got all the jobs. Why the women got all the jobs? So what we're saying, the women got all the jobs because y'all are not even competing. Do you hear what I'm saying? The women have all the jobs because fellas, y'all are not competing. A lot of y'all feel like y'all don't want to go to school. A lot of y'all are taking the quick route, end up messing with that blow, messing with them drugs, end up getting caught up. So a lot of y'all are in prison. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, yes, mass incarceration and wrongly in prison people, that is a thing. Throwing you in the jail over stuff that they could give you probation for and keeping y'all locked up for, yes, that is systemic. That is a systematic problem. But then there are a lot of men who ain't in jail. There are a lot of men who ain't in prison who don't want to take the time and go to school and get on par with these women. And we live in a time where schooling ain't necessary the way you have to go to get on. There's definitely an entrepreneurial spirit that's sweeping over the nation, where you could potentially get on. But a lot of y'all just don't have the stick-to-itiveness to do that. A lot of y'all are saying, hating on the women because they're getting out there, getting on the grind, and they putting it all their degrees and their expertise together. Then you're saying that, oh, when I get with her, she's too independent, she's too headstrong. Well, when you've spent the last 10 years in school getting your shit together, it's hard to be subservient and submissive to a person that you know that in all likelihood is at where they're going to be at. Do you not understand? It's like, fellas, if you was to flip it around and you was going to this new job, right, and you got hired. Say you've been there for about 5 years and a new guy came through the door, didn't know anything what he was doing, right? But your boss, whoever your boss, telling you, hey, you need to listen to him and do what he say do, and when he don't know what the fuck he doing, right? You would have an issue with that. That is true. We cannot skirt around that. You would have an issue with that. So it's the same thing. Now here's the thing. If you are on par, people got to understand, just like the women need to understand, you got to earn the right for somebody to take care of you. You just don't walk in because you're pretty fine, because you get good head, because you got ass on your, or the coochie's waterfallery wet. You know what I'm saying? Yes, I just made up a word, waterfallery wet. Just because that thing dripping wet, no, you got to earn the right to show me that you worth me doing all of this for. I'm just not doing that for anybody, because you start doing it for anybody, you start doing it for everybody, and therefore you will never be able to acquire wealth or keep whatever little money you do have. Now, on the flip side of that, the same thing applies to the fella. You can't come in and just assume just because you walk through the door with a dick that you assume that you automatically head of the household. Y'all got to be together for some time, and she's got to see that, oh, he do have my best interest in mind. Oh, he can put forth strong leadership. Oh, you know what? I can count on him to do this. That is earned, people. On both sides of the fence is earned. So you just can't walk in and think because you pretty. Look at me. I heard some of the girl. Look at me. Look how pretty I am. He's supposed to be taking care of me. I don't give a fuck how pretty you is. You haven't earned a damn thing. And then some man, I'm a man. I'm an alpha male. She should be subservient and cater to me. If she can't do that, then I don't want her. That's part of her problem. Well, at the end of the day, did you do anything to prove that when you do make decisions, they turn out to be good decisions? You have you proved that when push come to shove, y'all go through some tough times, you can help calm her stress, calm her nerves, and pull y'all out those tough times where she can go, if y'all ever do hit another tough time, I know my baby got it. I know he got us. I know he could pull us up out of this. So we gotta just, we can't assume nothing. You just can't walk in the door and assume that you don't walk into McDonald's and assume you're gonna be the manager. You got to start somewhere. Most motherfuckers start on the fries. Sweep it up the dining room. You know what I mean? Sweep it up and clean it out the bathrooms. You have to build a rapport with a person you're in a relationship with. Nothing should just be handed to you just because you show up and say, I'm a man, so I'm head of a household. Oh, I'm a pretty little dainty woman, therefore you should take care of me. No. All things when it comes to relationships should be earned. Period. And that's one of the biggest things I've learned as I get older, is that nothing should just be handed to anybody, because I don't know who I'm handing my mental status over to. I don't know who I'm handing my well-being over to. A lot of people are crazy, and a lot of men think just because, oh boy, she fried this thing, oh boy, she sucked this thing, oh boy, she let me slut her out. Yeah, but that doesn't make her a suitable companion for you. That doesn't make her a good woman. That's just all physicality. So when the next man come along with the bigger figure, she'll take that physicality over there. And the same thing with the women. Just because, you come in and you do, subservient things, and he take care of you and all of that stuff. What happens when he feel like he don't want to do that no more? What happens when he feel like he want to find somebody else to take care of? That's why that should be complimentary. That's why you should always have your own. That way, on both sides of the fence, man, keep your own, woman, keep your own, and y'all merge those two together. Because if you letting a man take care of your whole lifestyle and you don't do anything, he decide that at any given moment he want to deal with you, now you back at zero. You back at square one. Is that how you really want to live your life? Is that how you want to position yourself, that if he ever decide to stop messing with you, your life takes a real bad tumble down the hill. So, I said all this to say that as I get older, I understand there's a few truths that we need to open our eyes to and stop living in la la land, stop thinking about the fairy tales, stop looking at all these shows saying, oh, that's how I want my relationship to be. Oh, that's how relationships be. Do y'all not understand these are people who put pen to paper and envelop you in that fantasy, and y'all be taking fantasy and try to apply to real life when the truth of the matter is real life is way more complicated than the stuff you're watching on TV. Stop taking Cinderella and trying to bring it into real life, because at the end of the day, like somebody once said, people say, oh, y'all in love like Romeo and Juliet. And people always tend to forget Romeo and Juliet was a tragedy. Romeo and Juliet was a love story, but at the end of the day, the part that people tend to forget is the tragedy. Because I'm truly convinced a lot of people just know that Romeo and Juliet equates that to love. But there's a lot of people who've never truly sat down and experienced the play Romeo and Juliet, or read Romeo and Juliet, and know what it's truly about. They just know the love part. So, I'm happy to be 52 years old, y'all. I'm happy that I made it. I'm happy that I'm here. I'm happy that my mind worked the way that it does. But the way we look at things has to change. We have to adjust our sights and understand that for y'all people who talking about, well, my child turned 18, they got to get out and get a job and get their own place. Look at the landscape, people. Look at rent. Until we get some real, true, regulated form of rent control, unless your child gonna jump outside that door making $28, $30 an hour, where the fuck they going? So don't put that pressure on your child right now, until things can kind of alleviate, because you're forcing them into doing things that they're not ready for. They're probably not gonna have the job that can sustain them. So all I'm just saying, as you get older, try your best to come out that shell, come out your stuck in your way, come out of your being rigid, and just reformulate your brain to look at things how they really are, not how you say things used to be. I remember back then. Okay, that's gone. Don't do them in my mind. This is how things work to me. Well, yeah, that's to you. That's not realistic. That's not how they are. Retrain your brain to sit down, look at the landscape for how things actually, truly are. And you'll find that you'll start making better decisions for the world right now in 2026. All right, I'm going to leave it right there, y'all. Thank y'all for hanging out with your man, Marv. Yo, don't forget, you can find me out there everywhere in them digital streets, baby. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, Spotify. TikTok. Y'all know y'all get tired of me doing that spiel, but hey, look, it is. Wherever you run across me, if you just happen to see me, like, subscribe, share, comment. Let me know you out there, all right? Until then, don't forget, ladies, I'm your new boyfriend, and fellas, I'm your new best friend, your new wingman. It is the Random Select Podcast. It is the podcast that's all about thought-provoking talk. This is not your parents' podcast, baby. And until the next time Mario is out, I'll catch up with y'all on the flip side. Bye-bye. Mario.